Hello everybody, welcome back. So, without looking at tons and tons and tons of charts, we're going to think about altcoins as a bit of an overview, right? So, I don't know if anyone has been around in crypto for, let's just say, a couple of years, right? Do you remember, if you have, do you remember, put yourself back to around about 18 months ago, and altcoins started to feel a lot weaker than Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin started to rally and altcoins got wrecked, and basically altcoins came down to a level where they basically were not even really being traded, and especially the small cap ones were being absolutely wrecked. And this is in the wake of a bullish uptrend for Bitcoin rather than a downtrend, is what we're feeling right now. And there was also the same kind of vibe about 2 years prior to that, where Bitcoin had more or less a 6 month consolidation. Everything consolidated with it, and everything looked absolutely awful and wrecked. Well, what I'm trying to say there is that sometimes, in order to make the most amount of money, you got to bite the bullet, really, and you got to put your faith in the overall market. Now, I expect that Bitcoin is coming down to approach a particular important level of do or die, really, setting what I think could be the ultimate low before it turns around and goes back up again. I know that's not a popular opinion at the moment, because there seems to be a lot of people talking about bear market, right? Bear market this, bear market that, and I think that trend has caught on. And we've all heard about Bitcoin and crypto being the ultimate wealth transfer of wealth, haven't we? From the rich to the medium, to the normal, to people like you and me, just the normal guys. But unfortunately, it's not the case. It seems to be that the giant wealth transfer is the same that it's always been, which is from the retailers to the big boys. And it wouldn't at all surprise me if there's a narrative being pushed, which is that there's a bear market, sell your little cryptos to me, and that's what everybody seems to be doing. So what we're going to look at here, just for real briefly, is the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. This is the market cap excluding Bitcoin. As simple as that, really. What we're seeing here is on the monthly we have a giant, massive, big, super massive beast of an uptrend. Last time we had a big push up like this, we corrected to a large extent, larger than it's already done. So when people talk about bear markets, I mean, this if there was ever a pullback to be had, it was this one. 61, almost 62% pullback from the top to the, look where it's hit, 10 exponential on the monthly. And we'll just measure this one just real briefly. So this is the top to this bottom here. It's 36. Hang on a minute. Why bear market today and it wasn't bear market the other? That's interesting, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, other than that, its relationship to the 10 exponential, yeah, we're not particularly bullish on this, I have to say. But overall, I mean, we have to take it for what it's worth. We have had good reactions here in the past. Why not have a good reaction here? We've consolidated a lot less. This is a less than it was back here, which indicated a bubble pop incident, really. This is not a bubble pop as we see it right now. It's just not a bubble pop. If we just go to a daily on this one as well, yeah, we're below most moving averages. There's not really any signs of strength on the daily. We'll keep moving it down, though, to the smaller term timeframes, because this is where we're going to see things turn around, if anything at all. And yeah, we're trying to form a bottom. I can see here, trying to forge a bottom. It's not particularly strong on the 4 rally, I admit, but this is only a market cap, and this is what I'm trying to say. At the moment, altcoins look awful. We're basing most of our opinions on Bitcoin, because it's Bitcoin what is the thing that's driving the overall market. And if I think we're approaching a bottom on Bitcoin, it means that the market's likely to approach a bottom too. And the opportunity to pick up coins that are extremely wrecked, these small cap, medium cap as well, even the top cap coins, some of them are absolutely hammered, completely destroyed, wrecked basically, and they show no signs of life. And this is where I think it's time to bite the bullet and start to dollar cost average it, but incrementally put some money into them at such low levels, because they are absolutely wrecked. We've recognized already on this channel, even over the last week or two, really more than that, we've been following ICP quite strongly, because it's been a big buy of mine, and one of the things I've been buying all the way down as well. So and all of that is still massively in profit now. Even the worst buy that I bought is in profit. I trade that on sats. My overall general sats on my highest buy was probably about 6 650 or 660 sats. So obviously, even in this downtrend, ICP has outperformed Bitcoin, and I'm in profit. I've got more Bitcoin now than I did previously by trading altcoins. So I think, you know, not all altcoins are going to behave like that, but I think that it's worth taking the risk. Now, obviously, I have to emphasize the word risk, because we're basing charts that look awful with no buy signals on them on an asset like, you know, being Bitcoin, which is also not really showing particularly any signs of strength as well. We just I think that we are approaching a specific and a very encouraging and quite tangible area for a reversal. Doesn't mean we're going to bounce straight to the moon or anything like that, but I think that $40,000-ish area, upper 30s, lower 40s area is the turnaround point. But remember, you know, we're looking to catch knives here, which is what I'm talking about. So we've already seen that the total market cap finding a support on that 10 exponential on the monthly, like it did in the last crash, which was, like I say, only last summer. We recovered from there before. We could easily recover from there again based on the chart and the way that it's respected that. But remember, you know, all altcoin, no altcoin is created equal. Some of these altcoins we look at on the live stream are trading at, you know, some of them like just a few pennies. Now, I don't mean the price. I mean the trading volume is zero, which is good if you expect it to go up. Because if you're buying the low on something and the volume is next to nothing, obviously it's extremely risky. But if money starts coming into that on top, then the green candles get created to a large extent. This is when you open up your Kucoin account, whatever, and then you'll see suddenly like that some money starts to flow into the trading volume, and that's why and how you see things go up, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60% in a day. It's because the volume was so low prior to that, and now people are buying. You bought before that, which means that you get to enjoy the gains. But remember, we're basing this, and this is a thesis, right? That Bitcoin is approaching its low, and the market is also approaching its low. So I'm buying coins, which I'm not really going to disclose them to you, because again, I have to tell you that there's enormous risk by doing this. I don't want you to follow my mistakes if it were to go wrong. But I mean, some of these things you know I've spoken about in the past, so there's nothing really new actually that I'm buying. I'm essentially just buying back, but yeah, they are extremely wrecked with no signs of life in them at the moment. So one last thing we're going to look at is the Ethereum. So Ethereum is hugely dominant basically for altcoins. So if Ethereum starts to show signs of strength, then the altcoin market might follow. That's generally sort of one way we could interpret the market. We can see here that there's not really any signs of divergence or anything like that. It's just following its own price action. We are turning up on the MACD, which is nice to see, but there's no real divergence there on the 4 hourly. 2 hourly, what do we have here on the 2 hourly? We do have bullish divergence on the 2 hourly that hasn't, in my opinion, really played out quite yet. We've got to reclaim this zone. This is the major zone, so we'll go to the daily, and this would spark some really bullish things for me. If we can reclaim, we'll call it 0.7 or 0.79 or 0.8 sats, then things are going to look good again. Ethereum's been bullish for a really long time. You can see this. We had a very big fix on it. This is where we stocked up the majority, picked up a lot more. Since then, it's just been riding, and we did have a breakout of this zone. Now we've broken down below it, and we don't look particularly strong on the daily. But look, this is I suppose in summary, this is the whole situation with altcoins, isn't it? Like I'm choosing to base my bias on altcoins on the overall market approaching a bottom for Bitcoin, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I will be wrecked. But you know, this turnaround for Bitcoin, we do look like we're in the accumulation zone. And for the record, and again, I sound like a broken record, I said that this is likely to happen. Limit your exposure. And then when it happened, we came down to this zone. I said it's a buying opportunity. Then I said, look, while we're in this zone, I think we're gonna play out an accumulation range between 40,000 to 49,500, and it looks like we've come down to the bottom side of the range, which means that we're catching a knife down here anyway of an accumulation zone. It's not a breakout. A breakout will be above here, and it's not a breakdown. A breakdown will be a lot lower than this. It's an accumulation range, and they can be choppy and they can be volatile and they can be testing. But again, Bitcoin, I believe, is going to tell us that the market is either at its low or approaching its low, and my analysis remains the same. It's the same as it was before this dump where I said we're going to come down. It's the same as when we were in this zone where I said that we're going to stay within this area, and it's the same now as we approach the bottom. Put my money where my mouth is and picked up Bitcoin, and now I'm picking up some altcoins, taking on some extra risk because nothing has changed for me. It's the same from before the drop, it's the same after the drop, and it's the same within this area. I've stayed exactly the same since, well, the very 1st of December where I said, be careful guys, looks like a deja vu event is going to take place. Been here before, we might get one of these into the low 40,000s. Check my Twitter, it's all on the pinned tweet. Obviously, when you make a call like that, you know, you have to keep repeating it to people. It was pretty awesome. It'll be so awesome as well if this ends up being the bottom as well, because I said before the dump we're going to get it. I said we'll go down to the low 40s on the wick, then the $40,000 would be the support, and we'll turn around from there. If that ends up being true, I'll tell you what, I am an absolute mega beast. But what I would say is we're probably halfway through this at the moment, and if this does end up being the accumulation zone that I think it is, we will meander around the lower zone before we go to the upper zone and then break out. That's what I expect to happen. Doesn't mean that it will. Right, I'm going to leave it with you there, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Like I say, I'm taking on some extra risk. It's up to you what you guys do. I'm not a financial advisor, you know that. I'm just wearing my heart on my sleeve and letting you know that my balls are exposed to the cold air of crypto right now. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.